Okay, this is from theage.com. Parent says she was deceived by Scientology linked grammar school. From Ben Schneider's, dated June 12th, 2022. When Kate was able to send her young son to Merle Bark Grammar's Montessori Early Education Program earlier this year, she was elated. A Montessori program had been recommended for her child, and Merle Bark Grammar was the only Montessori kindergarten immediately available without a lengthy wait. Kate was quickly offered a tour of the school and a place for her son. Merle Bark Grammar School is closely linked to Scientology. It looked fine. There were literally 3 children in the kindergarten part when we had the tour. But I was told it was because it was just about the school holiday, she said. I wasn't going to question it because I was desperate to find somewhere for him. It sounded reputable. Merle Bark Grammar, a grammar school, so I felt like I didn't have to read the fine print. Kate soon discovered some odd traits of the school. At pickup time, the children all left at once, and a staff member, I wonder how old the staff member was, told Kate they were catching a bus to Ascot Vale, an hour away with no explanation. She was simply told that was where they live. Anyone want to look into that? It kind of sounded like another ranch. I don't know where Ascot Vale is. The children, it turns out, were being transported to the headquarters of the Church of Scientology, a trip they make every day. A recent investigation by The Age uncovered undisclosed links between Merle Bark Grammar and Scientology, a religion described by critics as an abusive cult. Funny that the LAPD can't get a hold of this stuff. Since questions from The Age were sent to Merle Bark Grammar, the school has overhauled its website and confirmed the links to the teaching methods of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard in a section titled FAQs. Earlier this year, Merle Bark Grammar opened as a small new school on the site once occupied by Yara Linda, a loss-making primary school. Yara Linda disclosed its use of Hubbard's applied scholastics curriculum and had 27 students in 2021, with most of its income coming from federal and state funding, or $17,000, $334 a student. For everyone in the back, with most of its income coming from federal and state funding, or $17,000, $334 a student. The new Merle Bark Grammar has prominently advertised links to a Montessori early education program taught on site, which prompted concerns the school was using that as a cover to hide its Scientology links to prospective parents. Isn't this against the law, you guys? So if you guys have a computer, or go back and look at the article, you can look at that one. Screenshot from the updated Merlebark Grammar website, where they have now confirmed their links to Scientology founder, allegedly, L. Ron Hubbard, after previously hiding them. I bet someone told them legally they had to disclose that. That was Kate's experience. There was no apparent mention of links to Scientology by staff. Although she said she would not have recognized any mention of Hubbard, a science fiction writer who founded the religion in the 1950s, or applied scholastics. The school insists all parents are told of the school's background in teaching methods. They say that because they know there's some kind of liability there. In an email to Kate, a staff member said Merlebark Grammar was independent and non-religious and followed the Australian curriculum. Oh, it's in Australia. The email, along with other documents sent to Kate, made no mention of Hubbard or applied scholastics. Montessori Australia, meanwhile, said it had no oversight or responsibility for schools that say they teach its curriculum, as they were independently run. It lists Merlebark Grammar and another school linked to Scientology, Sydney's The Athena School, on its website. Jan Eastgate over there? Does anybody know if Jan Eastgate's over there? Because Jan Eastgate, she likes to cover up child SA in Scientology. And also, she likes to coach children and mothers of sexually abused children to lie to authorities. Just wondering. Maybe we need an APB. Oh, here's another one I want to read. Montessori Australia provides a listing service of Montessori programs on the website and encourages prospective parents to contact them directly, a spokeswoman said. A Victorian Registration and Qualification Authority, VRQA, spokesperson did not directly answer questions about Merlebark Grammar's links to Scientology and whether it should receive public funding. There you go. Merlebark Grammar is a non-government school, not operated by the Department of Education and Training, a spokesperson said. All Victorian schools registered must meet 5 minimum standards, including good governance, effective curriculum, and a safe environment for children. And a safe environment for children. The spokesperson said, beyond the standard curriculum, non-government schools are permitted to teach subjects, including religious subjects of their choosing. Prominent former Scientologists, we just need to let go of the executive and the prominent and all that, said the use of Montessori techniques by the 2 Australian schools was highly unusual. They found a way to get at the money. I don't understand this Montessori connection at all. That in the world of Scientology is squirrel. Any system other than Hubbard's is not acceptable, said Mike Rinder. Oh, this is a little old. An Australian who rose to become one of Scientology's most senior international executives and an official spokesman. They must be very desperate to try to distance themselves from any affiliation with Scientology, because the stench of Scientology abuses is just too great these days. Applied scholastics using a teaching method called study technology, which was developed by Hubbard. It says it aims to teach students how to learn and apply what they've learned to their everyday life, rather than rote learning and memorizing content or concepts. One of the techniques they use is to encourage students to look up definitions of words they don't understand in the dictionary. Montessori is a style of teaching that has an emphasis on children learning at their own pace and developing natural interests and independence. A Consumer Affairs Victoria spokeswoman said that they did not comment on individual cases or businesses, but warned that under Australian consumer law, a business must not engage in misleading or deceptive conduct and must not make false or misleading representations. Consumer Affairs Victoria takes breaches of Australian consumer law seriously and will investigate allegations of wrongdoing and take action where necessary, she said. Don't you guys love to follow up on that one? Won't hold my breath. Australian Education Union Victorian Branch President Meredith Peace said the union was deeply concerned at the amount of public funding the school received, and said all students should receive evidence-based teaching and learning programs, and called for greater funding for public schools. Murrelbark Grammar principal Gabriela Agosta, 29, was born into a family of prominent Scientologists, the Caligurias. I don't know how to say that. Caligurias? That looks Italian. She claimed the links to Hubbard had not been previously disclosed, as it was a new school and the website was under construction. They were trying to sneak around to get some money, in my opinion. Agosta has been a provisionally registered teacher with the Victorian Institute of Teaching since November last year. Well, isn't that great, you guys? That doesn't scream fraud. Provisionally registered teachers include graduate and early career teachers, as well as those who are returning after 5 or more years to the profession. Kate's experience with Murrelbark Grammar was short-lived. She was told that the school was about to expand into childcare. That's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful, you guys? Scientology nurseries, anyone? And was about to expand into childcare and to cater for 130 children. And they were not able to keep the Montessori kindergarten open while they were renovating. Doesn't seem like there's any kind of, what is it called, overviewing or checking. I hope Montessori starts listening to it, because I'm shocked. They have a well-known and highly respected brand. I thought this was going to benefit my son and our family. I've heard very good things about Montessori. Instead, she was disappointed about the misinformation and lack of transparency about the school. Yeah, anywhere else, people would have been arrested for fraud. But not Scientology for some weird, strange reason. Not her real name. Do you know more? Send a confidential message to Ben Schneiders at protonmail.com. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.